You know, there's very few times where I think somebody's mind can be changed on hot button topics like guns. But today I'm going to show you one, no matter if you agree with the right to carry a gun, right to self preservation, constitutional carry, open carry, whatever, or if you totally disagree with people being able to do that. I hope this video specifically will change your mind on it. Now, I'm going to cover some of the things that I think went wrong here, but I'm also going to tell you one of the biggest statements from the victim that I think illustrates perfectly. Stop. Stop. All right, sit right here. Sit right there. Good boy. Stay. Now, I'm going to cover what I think went wrong point by point and give you my opinion on that. But also, one of the victims made a statement that I think resonates far too often in a lot of these cases. So, follow along with me, man. I hope that whatever your opinion is at the end of the video or at certain parts in the video, leave that stuff down below. No matter if you agree or disagree, let me know what you think. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. Let's go and get into it. So Kim Chambliss and Richard Dela Cruz live down in Tampa. They went out for a date night to the Hard Rock Casino and they end up winning a jackpot. So they're like, dude, we're going to cash out a little over $3,000. They leave and go home, which I think is about 14 miles from the casino. They get home and then they're confronted by two masked men that draw guns on them. Now, when we see part of the video from the Ring doorbell, we see that the woman is running towards the front. She's on the sidewalk. She runs towards the front door. More shots ring out. And then we see her boyfriend actually crawl to the door. That's when these two masked gunmen start, holding the guy at gunpoint, saying, give me the money. He says, I don't have any money. One of them covers up the camera, and then a neighbor actually comes out and scares them away. Now, this guy was just one trigger pull away from unfortunately having his life needlessly taken. And by the way, the two thugs that pulled this off actually ended up getting caught, and now they're facing serious charges, as they should. But they did get off with his watch and his girlfriend's purse. Now, Richard ended up getting shot in each leg, right? I think in the knee and then in the thigh. And Kim actually got shot in the back of her calf. It will potentially take Richard 6 months of rehab to be able to actually walk again. He's a business owner, right? It's going to be hard for him to work. They have mounting medical bills and all that kind of stuff, all because they wanted to go out, have a good time. But there was some mistakes that were made here. And this is nothing necessarily against them at all. This is just hoping that by using this footage, we can bring to light one of the biggest issues I see when it comes to people that either carry, but they don't carry every single day, or those that don't believe in this at all. Now, there is a link down below, and that's going to be to their fundraiser that Richard Dela Cruz set up to help them out if you want to. They have a pretty modest goal, I think, considering how much these medical bills are. And so anyways, if you want to support that, that is the only link down in the description. I think helping them out is going to be a good cause. And again, this is nothing against them. So the first thing I noticed when I read the story is that they were actually followed, right? So 14 miles is actually a significant distance of being followed, even at night. So one of the things, and some of the easiest things that you can do to protect yourself, first of all, if you think somebody's following you, may say, well, how would I even know? Well, the shape of headlights, right? Whether they have parking lights and regular headlights, the shape, the size, you can generally tell these things. If you're paying attention and you're spot checking your mirrors every once in a while and you notice that the same headlights are there because every vehicle has very distinct lighting in the front, if you notice they look the same, one of the things you can always do is go to a well-lit grocery store, 24-hour grocery. You could drive by a police station, anywhere but bringing them back to your home. If you're being followed, you want to try to get to a well-lit part of the city or a police station or something like that, just to kind of throw them off, right? Because if they can follow you back to your home where, again, it's dark, then, things can escalate just like what we've seen here. You don't have to be sketched out all the time and paranoid about everywhere you go. but it is something that you want to keep in your mind. And of course, when you walk out to a parking lot, even at a grocery store or casino, or maybe you're a restaurant worker that, is late at night, or maybe you do bank deposits late at night, whatever, you always want to be super aware of the surroundings and the people. The other thing is when you're walking out from an establishment, no matter if it's a restaurant, grocery store, casino, maybe your job, maybe you work late nights, restaurant workers, or any number of things. When you're walking to your vehicle, this is a time where you are very susceptible, just like when you walk to your door, right? You got your back turned, you're fumbling with keys, you're trying to unlock your door, right? You got things in your hands. Criminals know this. So this is going to be the time when you want to stay most vigilant, right? If you have a significant other, and you guys talk about this in advance, you could always have that person just watch your back, right? It doesn't have to be, I know when I say that, people are going to think, oh, well, you just want to walk back to back, and while they're looking at the door, they're following behind you with the gun, looking out towards the street at your neighbors or whatever. It's kind of weird. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be so conspicuous and putting it out there like you're some kind of secret agent, right? But what I am saying is just be vigilant, right? If they're behind you, what does it take to just say, hey, watch my back while I'm getting the keys out of the car, or we're going to the car. If you're by yourself, paying attention to what is around you is always a good idea. Let's say, well, for instance, I used to work at this place, at this restaurant, and the back, there was a dumpster and it was surrounded by woods. It was like the perfect spot if people wanted to rob this place, which they did. And so what happened one time is somebody walked out to their car to start it up. They got robbed before they came back into the door, and then once they knocked on it to get the manager to open that door back up for them to come back inside and grab something, two armed robbers actually came in behind them. So situational awareness is going to be key, and just taking a few extra seconds. This is what drives me nuts about car accidents, because the vast majority of the people that you see that pull out in front of another vehicle, if they wait 4 seconds, 5 seconds max, most of the time, the roadway's clear. And it's just like that if you take a few extra seconds and pay attention to what's going on around you. The firearm, right? There are so many different types. I mean, there are so many holster combinations, bags, purses, quick options for you as well that you can actually use to carry on your person, and nobody will ever know. Now, this is a decision that a lot of people are going to have to make for themselves, right? Your job says, hey, you absolutely cannot carry a gun. My personal position was, what they don't know won't hurt them, right? And if somebody walks in here, I am not going to be in a position where I cannot at least try to defend myself and the people that I work with. That was always a risk I was willing to take. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but that is something that you want to assess. My goal every day, go to work, get it done, come home safely to my family. Do a little bit of research. You can check out my channel even. I've covered a lot of them right here, different carry methods and all that. But having a gun on you, right? Trying to keep it out of things like purses and things that can be snatched from you, just like in this case, is kind of the perfect example of why you shouldn't keep a gun in your purse. I know that a lot of ladies are going to, but at the very least, having a quick pouch, right? A lot of these concealed carry purses actually have a pouch that either is like Velcroed, or it has a holster that's built into the side where you can just kind of reach in, grab your gun out. So even if you were to hand your purse over, it's something you could always, kind of reach in there, grab out, and then, defend yourself. So situational awareness, making sure that you're carrying your gun every single day. I know that sometimes it could be a hassle. Sometimes you don't want to carry. I think we all kind of feel like that every once in a while. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at a new holster right now that I found that is so freaking comfortable. I'm like, dude, I would really want to get one of these things. So if I end up getting one, I'll let you guys know, of course. But I found that it was just, for those days where I'm feeling a little bit more lazy, it's something I can quickly put on outside the waistband and boom, just carry. So having a couple different options is not a bad idea either. And the last thing I want to cover is something that this lady admitted in this video clip. Listen to this.
We can't go back to that moment. We can't go back to who we were before that moment.
So not only did they take physical things from them, not only did they hurt them in a way financially and their ability to work, but it also hurt them mentally, right? They're never going to walk up to their door the same way again, right? They're never going to walk up there and feel comfortable in their neighborhood. It's not a slummy place. This looks like a very nice neighborhood, right? And we hear that a lot with some of these cases, right? I thought I was safe, and that person took away my feeling of security. And sometimes that's what it takes for people to learn, but that's exactly what I'm hoping to avoid here. So by taking a few extra steps, getting your concealed carry license, practicing with that gun, making sure that you're carrying in a way that's easily accessible for you, situational awareness, and understanding that crimes and things like this can happen to any one of us. And remember, we all visit a place where a lot of crimes can potentially happen. That's gas stations, right? So no matter how nice of a place you live in, unless you have your own pumps at your house, we all have to visit these places. And so these are some of the few times where I would say, for sure, keep your nose out of your phone, keep an eye out, dependent upon where you are in each part of the town. Now, economy, it's kind of a mixed bag. People say that a better economy, less crime, worse economy, more crime. I haven't found any like solid statistics on that, but typically lower income areas do have higher crime. But that doesn't mean that criminals are confined to low income zip codes. They can come anywhere. And if you don't believe in the right to self-preservation, just remember, criminals will absolutely take your life for a purse, a watch, money. They do not care about you. So what you can do is you can seek some professional training, right? If you're uncomfortable with firearms, people that will actually help you, give you a hand, choosing how to pick a firearm and how to be safe with that gun, but also how to use it in case you need it. Don't ever let criminals get the upper hand on you, man. Actually, take a little bit of time, invest a little bit of money into something that can actually save your life. So again, I hope this example can be used for all types of people, no matter what your thinking is. And of course, I want to hear your opinion. Let me know what you think about this specific example or others that you've seen. Big thanks to you guys. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.